One more game of the first half of the season. Wednesday night matchup versus Boston College. Rematch of an earlier matchup where you guys came out on top. Just want to get your thoughts heading into this final game.
Yeah, I can't believe the first half is already coming to an end for us. But I'm excited about the way the team has been playing. I think certainly the BC game and the two games against Lowell, we played pretty solid hockey for 9 periods, and we're looking to continue that trend against the Eagles. We know it's going to be definitely a tough task at Conti Forum. They are, as I said a couple of weeks ago when we were getting ready to play them, there's not many holes in their game, from the goaltender to the experienced defenseman to the elite forwards they have. They're just dangerous all over the ice, and we're going to have to play a very solid game, managing the puck well and disciplined as well if we want to be successful.
All right, we'll open it up for questions. Who wants to kick us off? Go ahead, Dan.
How's Jake Richard doing coming back from his injury?
He's making progress, Dan. He practiced non-contact this week, and I think it's going to be more of a game time decision on whether or not he can play or not.
How has this team maybe surprised you so far in the first half compared to what you were expecting coming into maybe the preseason?
Yeah, every year is different. I would say so far this season, based on what we dealt with last year, really struggling scoring goals, with the exception of maybe our last game when we got beat 1-0. We've been able to manufacture goals in a lot of different ways. So I think that's been a positive and something for us to continue to build on in the second half. And if we can, again, I think our special teams have improved because we have 4 shorthanded goals. We might lead the country in shorthanded goals. So we've been a dangerous team shorthanded. I'd like our percentages to be a little higher, probably killing penalties. And at the same token, our power play has been, scoring goals lately and been dangerous lately. But I'd really like to see that our special teams solidified going forward. And I think we could be a real dangerous team.
Anyone that you think has generally played well, but maybe their numbers don't match up with their performance?
Uh, that's a good question. Because a lot of our guys, our scoring's been uh, well balanced. So I don't know if there's many guys on the team with, 0 points. I'm not sure. I have thought that, the Sitar line has gotten better. I thought Murtag has really improved his game and has been a factor in games. Uh, like Muldowney and Tattle and Frazier have been really solid all year long. So, on defense, I would say that, uh, both Kai Jan Varaya and Trey Scott have been really good additions to our team. So I don't know. I think I don't know if there's someone on the team where I feel, they're probably not getting rewarded for how well they're playing. I think it's been pretty well balanced scoring, and I've been happy with a lot of the performances so far.
Eric, we'll jump over to you.
Hey, Cav. Hope you're well. Good to talk to you again.
Hi, Eric.
Dan stole my first question about any under the radar guys that stand out. I guess what have you seen from your power play maybe these last 5, 6 games, whatever it is, versus early in the season? Has it been a tinkering later in the year, or do you feel like it just took a little time to get going with the group that you have?
Well, I actually thought we had some good chances early in the year. We weren't putting the puck in the net. And some of that maybe is because we weren't getting to the inside enough. It was a little bit perimeter, but there haven't been many power plays that we've had where the puck's just iced. We come back in, they get it, they ice it again, and we don't have any zone time. There's been very few of those. But lately, I think we've been doing a better job of getting the puck to the net.
Whatever, not that you need to reveal the whole farm if you're not ready to yet, but where are you in goal right now with the three guys that you have, and what did you see from Callum in his first couple starts?
Well, I thought Callum played extremely well at Lowell. He gave up 2 goals in 2 games. I think any coach in the country would take that against a very good team. Ty Muslik is still out. So it's right now we have Callum and Tommy Heaney as our 2 goaltenders.
This is going back a little ways, but the game I did, I thought Thomas played pretty well at BU considering the circumstances. But he held you guys in for a little while there.
Yeah, he played well.
Yeah. What out of that game against BC, what was for lack of a better word, I guess, what was the thing you were most proud of the way that you guys played? And then what's the adjustment or two, perhaps, as you go into another game with them a couple weeks later?
I thought I managed the game pretty well. We competed hard. We got off to a great start. On the road is always a tougher game, but that being said, I don't think the game plan is going to change much. They're an extremely dangerous team, and especially off the rush. We're going to have to make sure that we're not turning the puck over in the neutral zone and giving them numbers coming at us. We're going to have to make sure that, we don't compromise our defensive structure for offense. And if you can do that and stay out of the penalty box, Eric, that's the other thing. If we're going to give BC 5 or 6 power plays, we're just asking for trouble.
Awesome. Thanks, Kath. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Dan, we'll jump back to you.
I know it lined up well with Thanksgiving for you guys, but did you hockey wise or team wise, did you guys do anything to take advantage of your bye week this past weekend or this past week?
Yeah, no, I think we did. We did. We obviously didn't practice for 10 days, so I think we took a 3-day break, gave the kids Thanksgiving. I think that's always good to the local kids could go home and recharge the batteries a little bit. But we got back to work Saturday, and we'll get 4 good practices in, which is basically a normal week for us before we play. So we did a little community stuff. We had a nice outing downtown Hartford with the Parkville School and some different things, the Open Hearth. Had a good day there, and I think some of the guys went to the Bruins Canucks game. So they got to enjoy a little downtime, and now we're back to work.
How much does it help having a weird Wednesday game, being able to kind of build your schedule how you want coming in as opposed to playing on Saturday and then having to turn around for Wednesday?
Yeah, I think it was nice. I mean, the fact that we have a Wednesday game and we didn't have to play this weekend, I think helped. And sometimes it was just quirks in the schedule, and it happens all the time. It happens with us constantly where, the schedule comes out and we can't play a game here because there's a football game or there's a basketball game or, the administration doesn't want to tax our workers here, which I understand. And it's not great for your fans either, because we'll have fans that cross over and want to go to both games. So, and I think that was the situation with BC. I think, they have a building where they play, 4 teams play out of one building. Fortunately, we don't have that situation, but we had to move the game, and this was the only time we could play it.
Do you like getting into Christmas break a little bit early, or do you like a longer break, a shorter break?
I think with us coming back on the 26th, uh, we're only getting into the break like maybe 3 days early. We probably would have been playing this weekend anyway. Uh, and that would really only give them a couple weeks, 2.5 weeks, because we're all coming back on the 26th and we're playing on the 28th. So that Christmas break always goes really fast, especially for us because we're out recruiting and I feel like it's not much of a break.
Randy, we'll jump over to you.
Thank you. Pardon me. Morning, Cav. How you doing
Right,
today?
Randy. I'm great. You?
Very good, thank you. Just one from me, just a little more on tongue. Like, how important was it, for him being injured at the beginning of the year to just feel the puck? I mean, obviously he played great, only gave up 2 goals, like you said. Mentally, how, much of a relief was that for him to get in there and perform as well as he did?
Yeah, I think you'd have to ask him, but I would say from our standpoint, I thought it was great. That's not an easy thing to do. He hasn't, you know, he's never played a college game, and he was out for a long time. And when he came back, and he had some, he the week before we played Lowell, he practiced every day that week, but the prior week he got on the ice a couple times with Vince, so he was able to feel the puck a little bit, and I'm sure he's feeling better about his game, or I'm sure he was nervous, never played in a college game, and he hadn't really been on the ice a ton because of his, status. And uh, I'm sure it gave him some confidence.
And what does he? I haven't seen him yet live. So what does he do well? What are his good, strong attributes as a goalie?
Well, he's big and he's athletic. I think he tracks pucks well. Uh, you know, he's he competes. So he has all the intangibles to be a really good goaltender, and that's why we recruited him.
All right, thank you. See
You
you
got
up
it.
there tomorrow.
Okay, Randy.
Josh, we'll jump over to you.
Awesome. Hi, Coach. Good morning. Nice to talk to you.
Morning, Josh.
So going back to the BC UConn matchup, the last few years there have been some instant classics. You guys have had as much success against BC as any other team in Hockey East. I think 4 goals a game against them. Is there anything other than just two good programs matching up that brings the best out in your group against BC? Is it roster
Well,
composition or?
yeah, I mean, we've won one game in the last four, so I don't know if we've had as much success as anybody, but I know what you mean. We've played them pretty well. No, I don't know. I just think we try to play everybody the same way, and I think this program over the last few years, it's not like it was when I first started here, where there was games where we were holding on for dear life. Now, every now and then you have a game like that, but I think certainly, you know, I don't know, I guess you'd have to ask our kids, Josh, but I don't think we treat this game any differently than playing Lowell. Like every Hockey East team, if you look at the pairwise rankings right now, there's probably 8 teams in the top 20. So it's just a really tough league. And, it doesn't matter who you're playing, you have to get up and get ready to play the game. Because if you don't, whether it's BC, whether it's Merrimack, which we found out the hard way, whether it's Vermont, whether it's Maine, you're going to get beat if you don't come ready to play. So I'm not sure. Like, I know the answer I think everybody wants is, oh, it's BC. You get up to play BC. No, we have to get up to play everybody. And that's what we're trying to instill with our players. It doesn't matter what team we're playing. We got to play our game and we got to play well.
Is there something about the way that they play? Because I think the difference in goals per game is like maybe 1.5 to 2 you against BC against other teams. Is it because they like to blow things wide open that you guys are able to find the back of the net more, or is it a grittier style that you guys play?
No, I mean, I don't know. I think, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked at it that way. I don't know if our style matches up well against their style. I'm not sure if that's the case. Uh, there have been games I know over the years with that team where that always hasn't been the case. So I just think, it's like it's a really good league. And if you look up and down, I'm sure there's other teams that have had success against BC as well. And like I said, in my book, one win out of the last four, that's not a ton of success. We may have played them well, but we're not really here for moral victories either. So, I'm just focused not so much on what's happened in the past, but how we're going to play tomorrow night.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Dan, we'll go back to you.
Just back to Callum quickly, is the way he played against Lowell in those two games what you saw from him in juniors and kind of the goaltender that you recruited?
It is. Yeah. I saw that quite a bit, and especially last year towards the end of the year in the playoffs. He was, a goaltender who, when he's playing really well, Dan, he's making all the saves he should make, and then a couple that he shouldn't. And I think that's probably the hallmark of a lot of great goaltenders. It doesn't matter who we play, or you're always going to give up a couple grade A's. Like I said, the league is so good that teams are going to get grade A's, and if they get 5 grade A's, you want your goaltender to make 4 of those saves. And sometimes he makes one that he really shouldn't make. And I think Callum has that ability when he's on his game.
Then you mentioned Ty and Jake Richard, but just other than those two, how are you health wise going into the game?
I think we're pretty good. As of today, we are. Let's hope we get through practice. Knock on wood.
Anything else for Coach, guys? Awesome. Well, thanks.